I think as a principle, as a concept, parental consent for access to internet content is not something that is too conservative or unnecessary. I think both as a lawyer and as a citizen, I would say so, because this is an issue that has been discussed globally and many countries have similar laws. So the fact that the government of India has come up with such a guideline and such a framework is something that should be appreciated, because it's well intentioned to start with. However, there are concerns with the manner in which it has been introduced. So the concerns are primarily that it is accessible, it is applicable for any child under the age of 18. Now that's an extremely high threshold. As we know, maybe we need to be concerned about children between 13 to 14 years of age and lower. But above that age group, the question of children's agencies comes into picture. How much say do parents need to have in all kinds of content that they're accessing online? And also the question of many children in India, especially in a country like ours, who don't have any parents, who don't have any guardians. Maybe they are accessing, something like a YouTube or some educational website to learn day-to-day things. And who is going to really vouch for and provide consent for these kind of children? So it's a mixed bag, because the age group is kept very high in India. For example, in the EU, the age is around 16. I think it varies between 13 to 16. At that age, beyond a certain age, children can provide their own consent. Similarly, in Singapore, Australia, I think also the age is 16. So legislators in other countries are more focused on the younger demographic, but India has a very high threshold, which is why it's a bit of a concern. And it becomes more concerning because the parental consent requirement is applicable for any kind of internet content. So whether I want to see how to, cook something for my mother on YouTube, and whether I want to really access the dark webs of, some Reddit forums, both highly different online experiences, but both of them will require parental consent. So it's worthwhile, if one thinks about it, that whether the government should think of a risk-based threshold, basically outline that what are the risky online experiences that we are concerned about, where do we want to regulate access for children, and perhaps we want to start with that. And depending on how it goes, then we can think about applying it across the internet spectrum.